Srestam manamapi Shuchiputam atra surupam Rupam tasyakracha muripurim maturim Goshvatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Aho Radhika Madhuvasam Prapto Yas Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Anatosmi Guravehi Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya He Mabhadabhyats Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahapremarasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vina Aparada Lakshay Chittas Kamaditoram Kamodi Kripa Mahitam Shanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Govinda Damo Taramaraveti Govinda Damo Taramaraveti Govinda Damo Taramaraveti Govinda Damo Taramaraveti Everyone He Krishna He Yadava He Sakhi Govinda Damodaram Madhaveti Shama Sundar Skanda Shekhar Smaraha Murali Manohara Radhikara Sukamama Kripanidhe Supriya Charna King Kurim Kuru Tabaivasmi Na Jivami Toyabana Itivikaya Devi Tam Namam Charantikam. First of all, after my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart, like flowers thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadhya Paramaradattama Guru Pada Padma, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtotarasta Sri Rupanuga Acharyavarya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam to my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara, to Srila Vyasa Dev. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpatarus, Akripasan, Patil, Bhagavan, Vaishnavi, Bhagavan. Gurudev ki Sri Sri Radha Raman Lal ki jai. Yes, Balaram Prabhu ki jai. Srimati Krishna Premavati Dasi ki jai. Shri Bhadra Dasi ki jai. Yes, yes. Prabhu, your name?
Bhaktivedanta Sagar.
Oh, Bhaktivedanta Sagar. I did not recognize you in the black.
Because I wanted to not bring home.
Uh-huh. Yes, Nandi Kishore Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
By the causeless mercy of Sri Guru and Gauranga, today we have assembled together to honor Sri Vyasa Dev and all of our Sri Guru Parampara. You should know that without the mediation of Sri Guru, it is not possible to attain Sri Krishna. Yasya prasarat bhagavat prasaro yasya prasarat nagati kutopi. By the mercy of Sri Guru, one attains the mercy of Sri Krishna. Without the mercy of Sri Guru, you cannot attain gati, any auspicious destination. So the syllable gu means andhakar, darkness. That is samsarik asakti, attachment to this material world. And ru means nibriti, removing. So that personality who removes the darkness of worldly attachment by introducing the light of Krishna Prem, love for the Supreme Lord, that is called Guru. Understand? Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Padi said, Yadyapi Amara Guru Chaitanya Das Tatapi Jani Ami Tahara Prakash. Although I know that my Gurudev is Chaitanya Das, servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gurudev is a Vaishnava. But at the same time, Tatapi Jani Ami Tahara Prakash. At the same time, I see my Gurudev as a Prakash, a manifestation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Prakash, who is that? Panchatattva Prishnam Bhakta Surupadam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Ishan Ishavatarakan Tat Prakashan Tat Shaktis. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. The Prakash of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Prabhu. The Akhanda Guru-tattva, the original undivided Guru-tattva. There is one Guru, not many Gurus. There is one Guru. That is Krishna's own first expansion. Bhagavan himself in the mood of his own servant, Balaram, who appears as Nityananda Prabhu. And that power of Balaram is manifest in a pure Vaishnava. And when we take shelter of that pure Vaishnava, then the Akhanda Guru-tattva, that is the Samasti Guru-tattva, the wholesaler Guru-tattva, manifests through the Vyasti Guru, the retail Guru. So the original Guru-tattva, unlimited Supreme Lord, he manifests himself through the forms of individual Vaishnavas as the Vyasti Guru. So we should see in this way. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pada said, Guru Krishna Rupahaya Shastra Pramane. Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karin Bhakta Khane. Guru Krishna Rupahaya Shastra Pramane. According to the scriptures, Guru is one Krishna Rupa, form of Sri Krishna. Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karin Bhakta Khane. Guru is that form of Krishna through which Krishna distributes his mercy in this world. Shiksha Guru ke to jane Krishna Swarup Antaryami Bhakta Shasta Eidui Rup. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is now saying that you should know that the Shiksha Guru, He is Krishna Swarup. And he manifests in two forms, Antaryami, the Chaitya Guru in the heart. But because the conditioned souls cannot hear the prompting of Chaitya Guru in the heart, Jive Sakshat Nahi Tatui Guru Chaitya Rupe, Shiksha Guru Hoy Krishna Mahanta Swarupe. Therefore, Shri Krishna comes outside in the form of Shiksha Guru to give us instructions. That is called Mahant, Mahant Guru. The word Mahant is significant because it refers to the Guru who is manifest in this world right now. You know, sometimes someone will make an argument. One has to receive initiation and guidance from a living Guru. And then someone else will say, but Srila Prabhupada is still living. The Guru never dies. Or actually, yes, all the Gurus are living. No Guru. All Gurus are eternal. They are Sadhguru, means eternal Guru. They never die. They're not like shooting stars that appear for some time and then disappear, but rather they're like a multitude of suns all shining in the sky simultaneously. For those who realize their Guru Parampara, they see the whole Guru Parampara like so many suns permanently illuminating the sky of their heart. So yes, it's true that Guru is always a living Guru. But still, there's a difference between manifest living Guru, Prakat, and unmanifest living Guru, Aprakat. So when the living Guru is manifest, then he's called the Mahant. And when he becomes unmanifest, he's not Mahant anymore. You know? The general meaning of the word Mahant is just Agiru Dibrichi, general meaning taken by the public, means like the abbot of a monastery. If there's a temple, a mutt, and the chief, the guru in charge of the mutt, he's called the Mahant, the Mahanta. But the Mahant really means that great personality who is manifest now. So when that Mahant becomes unmanifest and leaves this world, then his successor becomes the Mahant. So the understanding of this word Mahant is completely eradicates all tendency towards the deviant Ritvik philosophy. Al Baal Karta Bada Nera Dada Veshasai Sahaja Saki Bhakti Jat Gosai Atibari Chudadari Goranga Nagari Totakari E Terasangi Nahikari. There are 13 aprasampradayas, and one of them is called Kartabhaja. So each sampradaya has its own set of deviations. So the deviation of the Kartabhaja Sampradaya is that they invented the idea that you can take initiation from an acharya who's become unmanifest. So don't think that the modern incarnation of this Ritvik philosophy is something new. It's actually the foundational principle of the Kartabhaja Apasampradaya. So Shri Guru is always manifest in this world. Just as the world, the universe cannot go on without the sun and the moon. So in the same way, there's no purpose to the universe unless Shri Guru is present in this world. So Vidura has said, Janas Krishnad Vimukasya Daivat Dharma Shilasya Sudukitasya Anugrayas Yena Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasyat. Here, Anugrayena Charanti Nunam, for the sake of mercy, the great Vaishnavas who are very dear and close to Sri Krishna, they are always one. It's in the present tense. That means that they are always present in the world, wandering in this world. So there's no time when there is not a pure devotee in the universe. Otherwise, there's no need for the universe to even exist, because the universe is the chance for the living entities to develop Krishna consciousness and go to Krishna's eternal seva. So without the pure devotees in the world, there's no need for the universe. So Uddhav has prayed in regard to the Shiksha Guru-tattva. Naivopiyatya patitin kavayasta vesha brahma yashapi kritarida mudas marantam Antabahistanubitam ashubham vidunvan acharya chait vapasa swagatim bhyanakti. Uddhavji is saying, "Oh my Lord, the great transcendental poets could not fully express their gratitude to you, even if they were glorifying you with choice poetry for 311 trillion years, the life of Lord Brahma, for a vast amount of time. Why? Because you're so kind that you appear in two forms. Antabahis, inwardly as the Chaitya Guru, and simultaneously outwardly, the Guru in the heart manifests before our eyes. For the conditioned souls who cannot perceive him, you manifest outwardly. And through these two, you give guidance to the living entities so that they can cross over all obstacles and attain your eternal service." So Guru-tattva is most wonderful. There are many tattvas that have to be understood. Nam-tattva, Maya-tattva, Jiva-tattva, Bhakti-tattva, Shakti-tattva, Rasa-tattva, Leela-tattva. But the first tattva that must be understood is Guru-tattva. If a person can realize the Guru-tattva, then all the other tattvas become manifest to him. Yasya Deve Prabhakti yata deve tata guru tasyaiti katita yata prakashante mahatmana. So if one can realize the Guru-tattva, all the other tattvas, that door will be open to them. But if one does not realize the Guru-tattva, then it is not possible to realize any other tattva at all. It is quite impossible. Because Sri Krishna is a person. And when it's time for us to be delivered, then Sri Krishna personally sends another person to us, in person, to deliver us. Everything is personal, nothing is impersonal in this path. So, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yasya Sakshad Bhagavati Jnana Deepe Prade Guru Matya Saddhi Srutam Tasya Sarvam Kunjara Sochapat. Yasya Sakshad Bhagavati. Sri Guru is Sakshad Haritva. That means, it's not Hari, but Hari enters into him and through the Guru instructs us. Sakshat Haritvaina Samasta Shastra. One should not think that Guru is a learned sage, a great learned sage, learned in all the Vedas. One should not even think that Guru is the manifestation of any Angsar or avatar of Krishna. But rather, Aitach Angsa Kala Pungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swam, the original form of Krishna. Rasik Shekhar, Brindavan Chandra, Radharaman, the original form of Krishna, from which all the other forms come, Swayam Roop. Ananya Pekshi Yadrupam Swayam Rupa Su Uchate, that form of the Lord who is Ananya Pekshi. It does not depend on anyone else, but rather every other incarnation depends upon him for whatever sweetness or whatever opulences they have. That is called Swayam Roop Krishna. So one should think that Swayam Roop Krishna has appeared in the form of Sri Guru to guide us to his eternal service. And if someone has a Guru Nishta, such faith in Sri Guru, then Guru Nishta is the spine, it's the backbone of bhakti. If your spine is healthy, you can run and jump and gallop very quickly to your destination. But if you have even the slightest spinal injury, then you become paralyzed and cannot even take a small step. So in the same way, if one has Guru Nishta, unbreakable faith in Sri Guru, that my Guru is devotee, he is Vaishnav, and at the same time, two visions at once. He is the Prakash, manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Then he can progress very quickly. All strength will come. Guru Kripa Bina nahi koi sadhan bal. Without the mercy of Guru, no sadhan has any strength. You know, you can put up the sail on your ship, but the ship will not move unless the wind blows. So performing sadhan is like putting up the sail on your ship, but you won't go anywhere unless the wind of Guru's mercy will blow into our sail and carry us across the ocean of material existence. So if one has faith in Shri Guru, then Chidbal will come, spiritual strength to have very strong sadhan and complete 1,100,000 names of Krishna, 64 rounds every day. And if one does not have faith in Guru, one will be weak and become attached to the world. One becomes paralyzed and cannot make a step of progress on the spiritual path. So Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati Jnana Deepa Pradik Guru. Guru is the Jnana Deepa Prada, the one who gives the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. It's so fascinating. In regard to the Bhagavad Guru Parampara, Sutta Goswami Pad, he said, Kasma yena vibhasitoya matalo jnana pradipa pura. Tadrupena chanaradaya munayo krishnaya tadrupina. Yogindraya tadatmanata bhagavatrataya karunyatas. Tatshuddham vimalam vishokam amritam satyam param dhimahi. In the end of the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami Pad is saying, Satyam param dhimahi, I meditate on that supreme absolute truth, the highest reality, Sri Krishna, Radha Kanta Sri Krishna. Kasma yena vibhasitoya matulo jnana pradipa para. It was he who in the beginning of this universe illuminated by the lamp of knowledge the eternal Srimad Bhagavatam in the heart of Lord Brahma. But then, Tadrupaina Chanaradaya means then Krishna entered into Lord Brahma, and Krishna in the form of Lord Brahma, Munayo Tadrupaina Chanaradaya, in the form of Lord Brahma, it was Krishna who with the light of knowledge enlightened Narad Muni. Tadrupena means in that form, that in the form of Narad, Krishna Param Satyam Dhimahi enlightened Narad. Tadrupena Chanaradaya Munayo Krishnaya Tadrupena. And then again Tadrupena, then Krishna entered into Narad, and it was Krishna himself who enlightened Vyasadeva. Yogindaya Tadatmanata. And then Krishna entered into Vyasadeva. And in the form of Vyasadeva, Krishna enlightened Yogindraya. That means the king of all yogis, Shukadev Goswami. Bhagavat Rataya. And he enlightened Parikshit Maharaj. And Sutta Goswami is not saying, but the implication is that Sutta Goswami was sitting there when Shukadev Goswami was speaking the Bhagavatam. And Sutta Goswami is not saying it directly, but the implication is, and he enlightened me. And Krishna entered into me, Sutta Goswami, and Krishna enlightened Shaunaka and the rishis of Naimisharanya. So this is why it's called the Bhagavat Parampara, because it's Bhagavan himself who personally appears in the form of each acharya and enlightens with the lamp of knowledge. So, Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati Jnana Deepa Prade Guru Matyasaddi Srutam Tasya Sarvam Kunjara Sochavat. If one has the conception that Sri Guru is an ordinary human being, Matya Asaddi. Di means intelligence or consciousness, awareness. And Asaddi, not eternal spiritual awareness, but Asaddi, illusory awareness. If one has the illusory awareness, Martya, from the Sanskrit Martya, the English cognate is mortal. If one has the illusory awareness that Guru is a mortal being, just like by karma, your soul has been forced to take birth in a particular body. And by karma, you have to give up that body and go to another body. So if we think that Guru is an ordinary mortal being who is forced to take birth by karma and is forced to die by karma and is bound in this world, then what happens? Srutam tasya sarvam kunjara sochavat. All of his study of the Vedas is simply like the bathing of an elephant. Sabdabhamani nishnato na nishnayat pareyadi. Someone may be very learned and memorize all the Vedas and all the Puranas and all Vedanta, but doesn't mean a thing because no realization. So if a person, they will study all the Vedas, but they have a mature conception towards Sri Guru and pure Vaishnavas, then what will happen? They will not transcend this world, but rather after some time, they'll become entangled again in sense gratification and the cycle of birth and death. So it's just like an elephant, they're covered in dust and it's their habit. They go in the river, they play in the cool, refreshing water and they wash off all the dust. And then when they come out from the water, it's their habit now with their trunk to grab dust and throw it all over themselves again. So in the same way, the person who is becoming clean by taking shelter of Guru and taking up the process of bhakti and studying the Vedas just ends up becoming filthy again. And covered by the lower gunas again, and suffering for some time until the offense of matya asad buddhi wears off, and he becomes humbled and realizes the necessity of complete unconditional surrender at the lotus feet of Gurudev and engages in the nishwata nishkapata Guru Seva, service to Shri Guru without selfishness or duplicity. So, namachasad the sutam tasya sarvam kunchar sochavat. Sri Krishna said, Acharya mam vijanyam navamanyeta kaichit namacha buddhasuyeta sarva deva mayo guru. Krishna said, you should know my very self. The Acharya is my very self. So the Acharya, Achinoti to shastratam, the person who teaches you the meaning of Shastra and also embodies the meaning of Shastra by their own life is called Acharya. So such an Acharya, Krishna, he is my very self. He is my form. Though Krishna has become unmanifest 5,000 years ago from this world, but he remains here in the form of Guru. He remains here in the form of the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nuddhavon vapimanyu no. Naguna nadita prabhu. Atomad vayano lokam. Grahaya nivatishtatu. Krishna has said, you should know that Uddhav is not even atomically less than me. Because he's not oppressed by the force of the gunas, he's transcendental. And so I have ordered Uddhav to remain in this world. Because if Uddhav, though I am leaving this world now, Krishna said this just before leaving, though I am leaving this world, Krishna swadham upagate dharma jnana dibisaha kalo nashta dashamesha puranako dunoditaha. When Krishna, who is like the sun and the protector of dharma and gyan, knowledge and transcendental knowledge and all religion, he disappears from this world, then the darkness of Kali Yuga sets in. And people lose their vision, they lose their way. But what happens? Puranako dunodita. The Srimad Bhagavatam rises like the sun and gives vision to all the people of Kali Yuga. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the Krishna Vanmai Murti, is the sound incarnation of Krishna himself. So as long as the Bhakta Bhagavat, the devotee, who is the embodiment of Srimad Bhagavatam, is still in this world, then Krishna is still in this world in the form of Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound. This is Guru-tattva. Shanaka Bhagavalokam Nilokam puna agataha. Vimidja netre biduran pritya udav utsmayan. After Krishna left this world, Uddhav was on his way to the Himalayas, but on the way, Krishna told him, go to the Jamuna, and there you will meet Vidura. And when Vidura met Uddhav, he was so happy. Vidura had been on parikrama all over India, doing Tirtha Yatra. He had no idea he was out of touch with the latest news. He didn't know that Krishna had left this world. So innocently he asked Uddhav, oh Uddhav, how is Krishna? How are the members of the Yadu dynasty? And when Uddhav heard this question, he became so overwhelmed with separation from Sri Krishna. Tears were streaming from his eyes, and he lost external consciousness. So Sutta Goswami is saying, Shanaka Bhagaval Lokan Rilokam Puna Agata. After some time, slowly, Uddhav returned to external consciousness. Nriloka, he returned to this world, the planet of human beings. From where? Shanaka Bhagaval Lokan. Uddhav returned to this world from the planet of Shri Krishna. In other words, in his trance, he was there with Sri Krishna. And why did he return? Vimidra netre biduran. He was, as he came back into external consciousness, he wiped the tears from his eyes. Pritya Uddhav utsmayan. And smiling, Uddhav began to speak to Vidura. Why? Because in the transcendental world, Krishna said to Uddhav, hey Uddhav, Vidura asked you a question. He's waiting to hear from you. Go back and instruct him. And this is why when Uddhav came back to external consciousness, he was wiping the tears from his eyes and smiling, thinking, oh Vidura, Krishna loves you so much. He remembered you and he made me there come back to external consciousness. This is Guru-tattva. You understand? Harikatha is not like a list of technical ideas. Actual Harikatha, Tasmin Mahan Mukarita Madhubit Charita Piyusha Sesha Sarita Parita Shravanti. It is the Madhubit Charita, it is Krishna's Leela itself transformed Mukarita into words. And it flows like a river. Why? Because a river does not make any effort. The river is just flowing. And it's flowing from where? Very high in the Himalayas. And it's coming to the ocean. So when we have the association of Sri Guru, Sadguru, Shuddha Vaishnavas, we try to serve them in such a way that their heart will melt. So just as there's snow on the top of the Himalayas, and it melts and then flows down in the form of the rivers. So in the same way, when we melt the heart of a pure Vaishnava by our unconditional service, tolerating all difficulties, accepting all problems, then the heart of the pure Vaishnava is very high like the Himalayas. That means in Golok Vrindavan melts and automatically Krishna's Leela flows down in the form of Harikatha. And it flows from the lips of that Vaishnava and into the ear and into the heart and awakens his disciple. And then it flows from that disciple's heart to the next and the next. And in this way, this liquid rasa is descending from the transcendental world to this very day, to this very moment. Nigamakal galetam palam shukamukadam rita drabasamyutam pipat bhagavatam rasamalam muho rasika bhuvibabukaha. In the Mangalacharan of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that this Srimad Bhagavatam is the mature fruit of the Vedic literature. That means from the Vedas you can get anything. The Vedas are like a desire tree. You can get anything. Oh, give me money. Give me the place in the heavenly planets. Give me a beautiful wife or husband. You can, from the Vedas, you can find how to get anything. It's a desire tree. But the significance of the Bhagavatam being the fruit of the desire tree is the fruit is not what you want the tree to give you, but the fruit is what the tree wants to give to you. So the Vedas don't actually want to give you any worldly things. They want to give you only the Brajarasa. And so that is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Rasa Swarup, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup, Sri Bhagavata, Sarva Veda Shastra Hoite Parama Mahatva. And it's liquid and it flows down, Shukha Mukadamirta Drabha Samyutam. Because it has become more tasteful, because it was tasted by the lips of Shukadeva Goswami and it flows down. That means the fruit does not fall from the tree and splat on the ground, but rather the Guru Parampara pass it hand to hand, one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And in this way, it personally is handed down to us. So, Amrita Drabha Samyutam, Pibata Bhagavatam. So drink this message of Srimad Bhagavatam, Rasamalayam. And by drinking it, you become liberated. Rasamalaya means you drink this rasa until you're liberated. Muhur. And then again. Again means even the liberated persons, they again taste it. Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha. Bhuvi means bhavuk. Those in this world, bhuvi on the earth who have attained bhav. And then they attain prem and they go to the spiritual world. And they relish rasa. So the eternal associates are the rasikas. And the sadhaks in this world who attain bhava are the bhavakas. So muho aho rasika bhuvi bhavaka. So the Vyasa Puja day means the worship of Srila Vyasadeva, who was the personality who was empowered to manifest Srimad Bhagavatam. And the Vaishnava in this world today, who is sitting on the seat of Vyasadeva, and who has the realization of Vyasadeva, the same realization, and transmits that same realization. The worship of such a Vaishnava is called Vyasa Puja. So, Acharya mam bijaniyam navamanyeta kaichit namatya sad jabud asudyeta sarva deva mayokuru. Here, asuyeta means don't be envious. Asuya. Don't have envy towards the Acharya. This is the problem. Because the living being in this world is hostile towards God, they also very easily become hostile towards God in his form as the Acharya. That's why it said, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savdhan Mate. I bow down at the lotus feet of Guru, which are the only and exclusive shelter of Kevala Bhakti, pure devotion to Sri Krishna, Savdhan Mate, with extreme caution. Because the restless animal mind is full of matsarya, envy, and is ready to jump out and make some offense. So, but how does the hostility towards the Acharya manifest? Na matya buddhya suryeta. Matya buddhi. Again, it's the same thing as the other verse. Yasya sakshat bhagavati. Asad. Matya asad buddhi. And here, matya saddhi. And in this verse, na matya buddhi. Suyeta. Matya buddhi. To think that Sri Guru is an ordinary mortal being under the control of karma. Na karma bandhanam janma vaishnavanam na vidyate. In Vaishnav Tantra, it is said, a Vaishnava has no janma, no birth. He has no death. He has no karma bandhana at all. So if one thinks that Sri Guru is a mortal being subject to birth and death, if one thinks that the body of Sri Guru is made of the Panchabhut, 5 elements, then this is actually the hostility. This is the envy. Why? Diksha Kali Bhakta Kari Atma Samarpan. Say Kali Krishna Kari Tari Atma Sam. Say Deya Kari Tari Chidanandamoy. Aprakrita Deya Tara Charna Bhajai. At the time of Diksha, when the disciple surrenders fully, Atma Samarpan, gives his heart fully, then at that time, Sri Krishna accepts that disciple to be as good as himself. He accepts the disciple as one of his own, into his own family, as his swajan. And say, Deya Kari Tari Chidanandamoy. And at that moment, Krishna makes that devotee's body Chidanandamoy, Sachidananda. And Aprakrita Deha Tara Charna Bhajai. In that transcendental body, he serves the deity. This is why no one can serve the deity without Diksha. Unless you have received Diksha and Diksha mantra, you cannot serve the deity. Why? Because deity is Sachidananda. And the human being's body is Panchabhotik. It is Prakrit. It is material. So aprakrita vastu nahi prakrita gocha. The supernatural substance never comes in contact with the natural substance. Then how you serve the deity? So Vaishnava Tantra says, na devo deva marchayat. The meaning is, if you don't become a deva, you cannot serve the deva. Let's say you want to become the personal servant of Lord Indra. Okay. First, you have to go to the planet of Indra and have a demigod body, then you can serve Indra. So na devo deva marchayat. Without becoming a devata, you cannot serve a devata. So the kripa, labda nugra acharyat tena sandashitagamaha. Maha purusha abhyachen murtya bhimata atmana. Sri Krishna in the 11th canto describes, first, labda anuga acharyat. One must receive the anugra of the acharya. Tena sandashitagat agamaha. In terms of the process described in Agama Shastra, in Vaishnava Tantra, means Pancharatra, Narad Pancharatra. So it means one receives the mercy of Guru through the process of initiation. And by that process of the initiation, one's body becomes transcendental, and by that transcendental one can serve Krishna, otherwise not. Not possible. You know? During the Mahapakash, the Sat Prahariya Mahapakash, in the house of Srivas Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked up the cloth with all the shalagram shilas, and he sat on the Vyasa and put the shilas in his lap, and he manifested, and he revealed himself for 21 hours to all the Vaishnavas. There were the Vaishnavas, all the various incarnations were there, and he revealed that he was their Ishtadev. He is their Ishtadev. To Murari Gupta, he revealed, I am Lord Rama and you are Hanuman, and so on, like this. So at that time, he called Haridas Thakur. He said, hey, Haridas, come here, look at me, behold my form. Then Mahaprabhu said, Ei mora deya hoite, tumi mora bad. Tomar je jati se jati mora dad. What does it mean? You know Bengali? What does it mean? Yeah? Mahaprabhu is saying that Ei mora deya hoite, tumi mora bad. Hey Haridas, your body is more dear to me than my own body. In fact, Tomara je jati say jati muradad. Your jati and my jati is the same. We're in the same caste. In fact, from my perspective, I consider that your body is greater than my body even. E mora deya hoite tomar And Toma Deha Bard, your body is greater than my body. I consider. But we are in the same caste, the same jati. So how can Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say Haridas Thakur is in the same caste? Mahaprabhu is born very high class Brahmin family. Jijabaro Yugadama Palo. He's the best of the Brahmanas. He's the son of Jagannath Mishra. And Srila Haridas Thakur is born in a Muslim family. So how can they be in the same jati, the same caste? Why? Really, Mahaprabhu has no caste. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Brahman's body is in the mode of goodness. Krishna's body is a Sachidananda Vigraha. So when Mahaprabhu said, hey Haridas, you and I are in the same caste means, actually, I am Sachidananda Vigraha, you are also Sachidananda. Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, Mahaprabhu has said this thing, that you and I are in the same caste, because mundane persons and mundane materialistic brahmanas, they may be proud, I am in a very high caste. But these Vaishnavas, they're in a low caste. Raghunath Das Goswami is from Kayastha Sudra family. Ramananda Rai is Sudra. Narottam Das Thakur is Kayastha. So our Srila Prabhupada is Kayastha. Like this, they may think that they're from a lower caste. But why do they see the Vaishnava in terms of the material designations? Why? Because they themselves are averse to the service of the Supreme Lord. If they were pure devotees serving the Supreme Lord, they would realize that any person who is serving the Supreme Lord, who has been initiated by a Sadguru, they've been accepted by Krishna as on his same level. When Mahaprabhu said these verses, Dikshakali Bhakta Karyatma Samapan, when Mahaprabhu said these verses, he quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Matyo yada chakta samasta karma niveditatma vichikirshato me tadambritatvam pratipadyamano mayatma bhuyaya chakalpatevai. What does it mean? Matyo yada, there is a mortal person. There's a mortal person in this world, in the cycle of birth and death. Samsara davanala lidaloka. Burning in the blazing forest fire of material existence. Matyo yada chakta samasta karma. But that person, he gives up all karma. He gives up all engagements of the duties of Varnashram Dharma. Niveditatma. And he surrenders himself, Krishna. He surrenders to me in the form of Guru. My form of Guru. Niveditatma vichikirshato me. Vichikirshato means Chikirshato means I make him. Vichikirshato. It's in the desiderative in Sanskrit. It means I desire to make him vishesh. Special. Now that person who was in the cycle of birth, I desire to make him special. What does that mean? Tadamritatvam. I give him amrita, immortality. Amrita means swarup. I manifest a spiritual body. That means at the time of receiving the Diksha Upadesh, instructions, if the disciple is surrendered, then at that time, Krishna himself sends a spiritual body inside this body. But the disciple at that time, he is not fully aware of it. But gradually, because Diksha is a process, Dibya Jnanam Yato Dadyat Kuryat Papasa Sankshayam. Tasmat Deshikaya Prokta Deshikais Tatvako Vidai. Tasmat Diksha Sa Prokta Deshikais Tatvako Vidai. The meaning is Diksha is a process whereby Divya Gyan is imparted and the Kuryat Papasa Sankshayam, all things, that means all the worldly samskars, kusanskar, the bad impressions of material existence and sense gratification, they're all washed away. Divya Gyan, something is given, transcendental knowledge is given, and all pap, all samskars are removed. That process, tasmat diksha prokta sa prokta, tasmat diksheti sa prokta, deshikais tattva kovidai. That process is called diksha. Question comes, what is Divya Gyan? Transcendental knowledge. This is not the English is not an accurate understanding. Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. What is that? Reincarnation? Knowledge of the three gunas? Knowledge of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhakt? What is it? Here, Divya Gyan, Jiva Goswami in Bhakti Sandarbha says, Divyam Gyanam Hyatra Srimati Mantre Bhagavat Swarupa Gyana Thena Bhagavat Sambandha Vishesh Gyanam Cha. Here, in this context, Divya Gyan is knowledge imparted in the form of a mantra. And that mantra awakens your anubhav, internal realization of two things. One, Bhagavat Swarup, the form of your Ishtadev, and Bhagavat Sambandha Vishesh Gyan, not the Sadharan Sambandha Gyan. General Sambandha Gyan means to understand the relationship between Brahma, Jiva and Maya. But Vishesh Sambandha Gyan, what is your particular specific relationship with Krishna? This is the Divya Gyan, which is imparted through the process of Diksha. So here we're discussing Matyo yada chakta samasta karma niveditatma vichikirshato me tadamritatvam pratipadyamano. When the disciple fully surrenders, then Krishna sends the Amrita Swarup, the eternal body, Mayatma Bhuyaya Chakalpatevai, and he becomes eligible to become my associate. So this is the process of Diksha. Prakrita de indriyadhinam eva bhakti sangsaragena aprakritatvam manisparsha nyayena. Manisparsha nyayena. According to the logic of sparshamani. Sparshamani nyayena means the logic of the touchstone. Just as if there is iron and you take a touchstone, sparshamani, and by touch, the iron becomes gold. The iron becomes gold. So in the same way, by Diksha, at the time of Diksha, by the touch of Bhakti, then the Prakrita de Indriyadinam, the Prakrit material body and senses, Bhakti eva sangsaragena, by the contact with Bhakti, aprakritatvam, become aprakrita, supernatural. Mani sparshamani nyay, by the logic of the touchstone, turning the iron into gold, like this. But it is not that actually the physical body, which is made of Panchabhut, becomes Satchidananda. What happens is that the body which is Panchabhautik, which is under the control of the Prarabdha karma, the Prarabdha karma goes away. And within that, the Satchidananda body appears. And it appears by the will of the Lord. And that is the Vaishnava. Therefore, Jiva Rupa Goswami said, Drishta swabhava janita vaposhashta doshayar. Na prakritatvam bhakta janasya pasyat. Gangang basam na kalubud bonapena panka. Brahma dravatvam api gacchati nirdama. This is the meaning of the verse. In the rainy season, the Ganges is full of bubbles, foam and mud. So it looks polluted. But should we worship Ganga or not? If you bow down to Ganga, if you offer prayers to Ganga, if you offer arti to Ganga, you take bath in Ganga, even though it may look polluted, but the heart will become purified and we can realize Brahma Dravatva. This is liquid Brahma. This is transcendental spiritual Ganga Devi herself, purifying us like a current of love. So pure devotee is the same. They may appear to have material birth. They may appear to have material caste. They may appear to have some bodily defect. Maybe they have to wear an hearing aid or spectacles or have a skin disease or whatever it is. Like Sanatan Goswami had a skin disease from drinking the contaminated water. But Mahaprabhu was still embracing him. That's why he said these verses. Dikshakali Bhaktakar. Sanatan Goswami said, don't touch me, I'm contaminated. Mahaprabhu said, no. Your body is transcendental. So in the same way, a pure devotee, he may appear to our mundane vision to be made of material elements. But when we serve, when we hear, when we worship, that's why every day, Samsara Davanalali Dalok, we sing and we offer arti and we worship our Gurudev. Patamantu Gurum Pujam Tatastaiva Mamachanam. Kurvam Siddhim Avapnoti Hyanyata Nishvarapavet. Krishna said, don't worship me. Worship your Gurudev first, then worship me. If you do this, you'll get all perfection for sure. Otherwise, everything is uncertain. So, and this is why it is said that na karma, na janma karmana bandha, na karma bandhanam janma vaishnavanam na vidyate. A pure Vaishnava has no birth and has no death. Because even a Vaishnava who was in the material world, when he surrendered to his Guru, his divine body appeared. And that divine body will also disappear exactly in the same way that Krishna's divine body appears and disappears. By the arrangement of Yoga Maya. Janma karma chame dibyam evam yo veti tattva. Chattva deham puna janma nitimam eti sorjuna. So even the Vaishnava, there's the Vaishnava who comes from the spiritual world. He appears in this world, just like Krishna appears, and he disappears. But even the Vaishnava who is a sadhan siddha, who becomes perfect by the process of diksha, also appears in this world and disappears, like Krishna, because his actual transcendental body appears. Diksha kale bhaktakari atma samarpan. And this is Guru-tattva. This is Vaishnava-tattva. Very profound. And if we will have the asuya, hostility, envy towards a pure Vaishnava, thinking that they're a material being, they belong to a caste, a low caste, or outcast, or anything, then at once, naraki saha. Ache Vishnu Shiladi Gurushu Narabati Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. If you think that the deity is made of stone, Guru is a mortal being, a Vaishnava belongs to any worldly caste, that the mantra received by Guru is the Shabda Samanya, ordinary sound, and not actually supernatural transcendental sound. Just like in the glorification of Vyasa, in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described how Vyasa was not satisfied. He had compiled 4 Vedas, the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, and within that Bhagavad Gita, but still he was not satisfied. So then Narad Muni, his guru, came there. Said, hey Vyas, are you happy? Why? Bhavata nudina prayam yasho bhagavato malam yenevaso natusheta manye tad darshanam kilam. Narad Muni said, I think your darshan is limited, is insufficient. Why? Because you have not properly glorified Braja Prem. You have not properly glorified Braja Prem. Hey, Vyas, have you written anywhere that the Supreme Lord, the controller of all existence, is running away from his mother in fear? Drishtva parashramam Krishna kripayasit sabandane. And she caught him and was trying to tie him for a long time. And when Krishna saw that she was sweating, and then Yogamaya came, and at once Mother Yashoda tied up Krishna, and he could not get free. We could not get free. Have you written it anywhere? Vyasudeva said, no, Gurudev. Yeah. Narad said, oh, have you written anywhere? Babati kwachida gyaptaha pita kunmana padakam. that when little Krishna is about 2 years old and his father is coming back from his council, Nandakirak, then the old ladies in Madheshora's house say, "Oh, your father is coming. Go and bring his shoes." And then little Krishna goes running and picks up his father's wooden shoes on his head and happily goes to carry his shoes on his head to his father. Yeah? Hey, Vyas, have you written it? He said, "No, Gurudev." Then what have you written? Huh? Naradi's guru has a right. He can chastise him. Chastise him. Jugupsitam dharma kritanushashata sobhava raktasya mahan vyatikramaha yad vaktito dharma ititara stito na manyate tasya nivarnam jana. Narad Muni chastised Vyasadeva. He said, "You've described the path of karma and the path of jnana and the path of yoga. What have you done? The living entity's purpose of life is only pure bhakti. So by describing these things, you've done a mahavyatikrama. You've made a transgression here. Why? Because even though you are describing steps of gradual purification leading to bhakti, swabhava raktasya, because the living beings in this world are attached to their nature, they don't want to progress. So they'll stay on the level of karma, which is jugupsita, it's to be condemned. And what will they do? Yadvakato dharma ititarasta. If someone will come along, nivarnam jana, if some pure Vaishnava will come along and tell them, leave all this, chaktva dharmam charanam bhujam hare bhajan bhaktota patatyito yadi yatrakva vabhadram buddhamush kim kovatapto bhajatam swadharmata. If a pure Vaishnava will come along and say, look, if a person leaves all the karma to do bhakti, even if he falls down, there's no loss. He'll get up and in the end he'll be successful. But if you follow your dharma perfectly, what's the result? You don't get anything. You can go to heaven for less than a blink of an eye in eternity and you find yourself back here. And then you'll go down. So what's the use of this karma? You have spoken so much about karma. But why don't you tell the truth? Chajo pita pralada bibishana bando bharat mahatari guru bali chajo kanta barjabanita bayajaga mangalakari. Prahlad Maharaj, all the Vedas say, serve your father. Prahlad Maharaj, he gave up his father. He didn't serve Hiranyakashipu because he was against Krishna. Chajo pita pralada Vibhishan. You're supposed to serve and respect your elder brother. Did Vibhishan serve Ravan? He also disobeyed Ravan. Why to serve Ram? Bando Bharat Mahatari. You should serve your mother. But for the sake of Sitaram, then Bharat, he would not even use the word mother for Kaikeyi. He gave up his mother. Jinke priya na Rama videhi chaju koti vairisam yadyapi paramas nahehi. If someone does not have love for Sitaram, even if they love you, give them up at once, as if they are like 10 million deadly enemies. Guru Balicharj, all the Vedas say you should serve your guru, your Kula guru, your family guru on the path of Karma Kanda. Serve your guru. But what happened to Bali Maharaj? He gave up Shukra Acharya because he instructed him against the path of Shuddha Bhakti. Kanta Brajabanita. And the gopis of Vrindavan, they left their husbands. They really understand Sarvadaman Prityaja Mamekam Shanam Braja. Patisutan Vaya Bharatri Bandhavan Ativilangate Achyuta. They left their families and everything. Yama Bhajan Durjaya Geya Srinkala. So Narad was chastising Vyasadeva. You have told them about all these paths of karma, gana, and yoga. And when a pure devotee comes, it says, Nivarnam jana. They say, leave this thing. Then what will they say? Yad vyakyato dharma. Means, but Vyasadeva wrote all this. We're following Vyasadeva. They'll make this excuse. They'll say, look, Vyasadeva has written about all these paths in the Vedas, so we're following Vyasadeva. Why are you telling us to give up these things? So in this way, see, look, Narada Muni, he was chastising Vyasadeva. So he said, oh, have you written? Uvaha Krishno Bhagavan Shridamanam Parajitaha. When Krishna is playing with his friends in the forest, he's wrestling, and Sridam defeats him and puts him on the ground. Krishna, who is Ajit, he cannot be conquered by anyone. These Gwalbals, they can put him on the ground and sit on top of him. And then Krishna has to carry Sridam on his shoulders through the forest. Have you written it, Vyasa? Oh, Gurudev, no, I have not. Now Rishi said, have you written? Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishwara Yano Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadraha. That there were millions and millions of beautiful gopis, more beautiful than Lakshmi Devi, and they're all there to serve Krishna. But what did Krishna do? He left them all to be alone with Srimati Radhika. And Krishna has admitted, Na parayam niravajya samyujam. Oh, Radhika, I can never repay you for your love. Have you written it anywhere, Vyasa? He said, no, Gurudev, I have not. Huh? Why not? Because I have not realized it. So then Narad Rishi gave mantra. And he told him, Iti mantra bidhanena mantra mortim amortikam yajjate yag purusham sa samyag darshana puman. Previously said, manyetad darshanam kilam. Your darshan is limited. But now I'm giving you the sa samyag darshana puman. I'm giving you the complete darshan. The complete darshan of reality. The deepest vision I'm giving you. How? Iti mantra bidhanena, in the form of mantra. Mantra murtim amurtikam. This mantra is not only a sound, it's a murti. Mantra murti. Amurtikam. Amurtikam means, murti means hard. It's not hard. Krishna is soft as butter, fresh butter. Soft and fragrant, like a blue lotus flower. So I'm giving you this Krishna Swarup in the form of mantra. Yajate Yakya Purusham. By this you can serve the Supreme Lord. Sa Samyag Darshana Paman, and you will have complete darshan. So then Srila Vyasadeva, he went into trance. Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranihite Male Apasat Purusha Punam Mayam Chattad Apashrayam. And in the trance of Bhakti Yoga, he saw all the beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna. From Krishna's appearance in this world, his killing of Putana and the Trinavarta and Chakatasur, Dambandhanli being bound by Mother Yashoda, the killing of Agasur, Bakasur, how Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya, how he stole the clothes of the Braja Gopis, how he lifted Giraj Govardhan and the glorious Rasalila, and there revealed Anaya Radhitonunam, the actual Tatparya, the ultimate meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that? Radha Dasyam. The supreme beloved of Krishna is Radhika, and therefore our highest goal and aim of life is only to be the maidservants of Radhika. Atyut kathena nitaram virhalanena dandayamana hridayakila kapi dasi ha swami nikshitamiha pranena gadam akhandanena viduravila padyai. That is Sri Guru crying like Raghunath Das Goswami. Atyut kathena nitaram bila. I am burning continuously in the blazing fire of separation from you, my Swamini Shrimati Radhika. And therefore, with pranay, with Gada pranay, with deep feelings of intimacy, I am worshipping your lotus feet with the flowers of my prayers. Tavaivasmi na jivami toyamina. Iti vikyaya devi tvam nayamam charanandika. Oh Radhika, I am yours, I am yours. This is Guru-tattva. So on this day, I am offering my Shraddha Pushpanjali, my heart like flower petals thousands of times at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, our Param Gurudev and all Guru Parampara and Srila Vyasadev. Because the Guru Parampara is like a garland. If you have a garland, if you pull out one flower, the garland is broken. So in the same way, if we don't honor the whole Guru Parampara, then our connection, our pranali, our channel through which mercy comes is broken. So this is the day when Sri Guru engages all his Anugatyan in the service of Sri Guru, Param Guru, Paramesti Guru, Paratpara Guru, Paramparatkara Guru, and all Guru Parampara, they are the representatives of Vyasadev, Srila Vyasadev, and actually even more now after the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the representatives of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.